Also in Jefferson Parish, several areas are under evacuation orders. You see those places highlighted in this map. A mandatory evacuation is now in place for residents in Grand Isle.
Officials are concerned about Tropical Storm Barry and the threat of rising waters and storm surge, of course. As of right now, no major roads out of the city are closed, but officials will restrict traffic if the coastal tides become too high. A mandatory evacuation has also been called for Lower Lafitte, the Barataria, Crown Point, and the town of John Lafitte.
Officials are also calling for voluntary evacuations for parts of Lafourche Parish. The orders for residents in Port Fourchon and areas south of the Lee Ontario Lock and Golden Meadow. Officials
are expecting tropical force winds, heavy rains, and elevated tide levels in the area within the next 48 hours. Roads are currently open as of now, but many will close when the tides rise too high.